Hey guys, this is Paul from BandStrap again, and we'll talk more on other ways to save money on grocery shopping. So let's just get into it. So number one, you should make a meal plan. So if you look for meals that you can prepare and cook in bulk so that you can package them and eat them, even though it's the same meal, you might be able to save money and a lot of time from cooking and maybe eat 3 meals at a time throughout, let's say, half the week. And you might also have to eat in between those meals. And then if you prepare the next type of meal or type of dish for the next half of the week, that should help you avoid waste and overspending, and also helps you save time by cooking multiple meals and also reducing the chance that you might get sick of eating the same meal all throughout the entire week. And lastly, having this list or prepared set of meals will help you avoid any impulse purchases, saving you some money every week. Number two, you should shop alone if you can. Instead of bringing your family members to the grocery shopping trip, you can ask them to send you the requested items that they want you to buy so that they'll still get their favorite snacks without the risk of buying anything impulsively. Next point, it's similar to the first one. If you wanted to skip this entire process, what I do personally is to purchase a prepared meal plan set that has 12 meals throughout the week, and they have about 4 different types of dishes, maybe 2 or something or 3 of the same dish. That way it skips my time that I'd spend going grocery shopping, and also I don't have to worry about the nutrients, so that I can keep the same amount of protein and have the right amount of vegetables and carbs. I'm really bad at counting what calories each meal is, but I do know I need to build more muscle and just in general eat healthy. It allows me to not waste or spend any mind space. It's something I'm not really good at right now at this moment, and I feel like it takes time for me to really know and calculate in detail what I need in terms of what ingredients I need to cook what dish. So letting them handle it at a premium price, it's roughly about $20 Canadian after tax. It's delivered every week. It's not cheap, but they advertise that I'm saving about 7 hours a week. And some of these brands could be Power Kitchen, which is the one I use. It could be Yumba or We Cook, and this is in the Toronto, Ontario area. But on the other hand, if you don't want to spend $20 and you are better at calculating what you need in terms of macros and calories and vegetables for every meal throughout the week, but you want to save some time and try to meet in the middle, as in you don't want to go grocery shopping all by yourself every single week, then what you can do is sprinkle some Instacart servicing throughout the month, maybe every other week or even every week. This way you kind of put your grocery shopping list into the app itself. That way you still avoid on any impulse purchases if you know exactly what you want them to order for you. And the personal shoppers aren't going to purchase random things in the aisle because they feel that might be good for you or beneficial. So they'll stick to the list that you give them. And it also saves you a lot of time going to the grocery store, and that's what I do sometimes in addition to the meal prep service, because personally for me, I really want to save a lot of time and use that time for other things like working or spending time personally on things that matter to me, such as reading or some activities such as playing basketball. And when I do order off Instacart, it's usually not for things that I'm gonna cook with, and it's more the things that I can just eat, for example like snacks, drinks. And in terms of the cooking, that's already handled by the meal prep service. So moving on, next point, you can swap the expensive meats for more affordable cuts of meat. So for example, ground turkey or ground chicken could be cheaper than ground beef, and I believe it's also better for the environment, because for farming beef, it requires a lot more resources, a lot more land and energy, and it emits more methane gas into the air from the animals that are harvested and taken care of, leading up to the point where they are transitioned into human consumption. But as for beef, grass-fed beef is about $4 more expensive per pound than grain-fed beef. The next point is to buy generic products, and this goes for every single thing, not just grocery shopping. Brand name products are always more expensive than generic no-name products, and saving about $2 or $3 depending on the product may not seem like much, and it isn't for a one-time thing. Usually people go shopping or grocery shopping and they buy a lot of items all at once, and if they're all brand name, it could arguably be 20% or 30% 20% more expensive. So if you buy 20 items, it really adds up, especially if you do the shopping process repeatedly throughout the month and years. It's worth noting that so many of the generic products are produced in the same facilities and factories as the brand name ones, but the packaging is nicer and the price tag is higher. So go for the generic brands. It'll save you money and your wallet will thank you. Nextly, you should avoid buying hygiene products at the grocery store if you can, and then try to go for Target, Walmart, or discount stores like Dollarama, because you'll definitely spend less for those items. And grocery stores are better at trying to make you spend more by placing things at eye level, because they know that you're there for the essentials, which are usually in the perimeter of the grocery store. And that leads us to the next point. Stay close to the store's inner perimeter, because the aisles in the center of the store usually have more processed foods and they come with a heavier price tag. The outer walls have fruits and vegetables, the essentials, and they're not processed and they're more cost effective. So that would mean that you have healthier meals. If all else fails and you forget what I'm saying in this video, eye level is buy level, and grocery stores will charge more by placing more expensive items at those areas in the center of the aisles. Next, try to use your credit card that offers more rewards for grocery shopping, and some of them, like the Tangerine credit card, allows you to prioritize a type of purchase like grocery shopping to get 2 or 3%, I can't remember exactly, but 2 or 3x what you'd normally get, which is 1% for any purchase. So always paying with a credit card, assuming that your spending habits are very good, that'll allow you to pay back what you need to pay back on your credit card, but still get the higher rewards for that type of purchase, in which case, for the purpose of this video, for grocery shopping. This also applies for adjusting for other purchases to get higher rewards for restaurants, home improvement, and gas. The next one might be a little bit overkill, but you could bring a calculator to the store, or at least have your calculator app on your phone open, and then you can see how much your list is going up in price for every item you're adding to the basket. So if you have generally a range or a limit, hard limit on how much you wanted to spend in that grocery shopping trip, then you can see in real time how much the price of your purchase is increasing by, and if it is dangerously close to the budget. And by doing this, you're aware of how fast it's going up, and you're very cognizant on if you are sticking to the budget in relation to where you are in the store. Let's say you're halfway through the perimeter of the store, but you already hit your budget. That might mean that you're adding way too many items, or at least more expensive versions of the items, and that you can adjust and exchange for more generic products, and in real time you can adapt to your budget. Next, this one's obvious, shop the sales. Next point, you can join the grocery store loyalty programs if they offer it. Let's say they add you by your phone number and they could give you a percentage off. And to take this further, if you're a student, sometimes if you give them a student card, you might be able to get 10% off on a certain day, like Wednesday, when the store is slower usually. So take advantage of either way. Next, you can try to use curbside pickup using their mobile app or online store to order and request certain items from that catalog. So if you're too tempted and you have a history of buying way too many things while you're shopping inside, then you can stay completely outside of the store, do your shopping online, and then pick up when you need it and not even have to go in the store in the first place. Or like I mentioned before, if you use Instacart, they can deliver it right to your door. So in that way you can skip the store altogether and save a lot of time for the shopping that doesn't have to be done by you. So nextly, you should buy the items in bulk and then freeze the extras. For example, blueberries and sometimes bread. And also I heard people freeze milk, which is kind of weird. I've never tried that. But if it works, it works. Also, this applies to meat and cheese. So for example, if they have a 2-for-1 deal for a loaf of bread or two, then you know you're not going to finish the whole bread by yourself because it's going to expire in 3 days, for example. You can freeze the second loaf of bread and then eat that for the next week. Also, you should shop on a full stomach. So by eating a meal or a snack before you head to the grocery store, you wouldn't be focused on how hungry you are and feeling like you have to grow your stomach. You're much more likely to grab more groceries if all you can feel, think, and hear about is your growling stomach that will essentially cause you to overspend. In addition, you should buy produce that is in season because it's more fresher, tastes better, and it is less expensive because out of season produce is more expensive and harder to make. So enjoy those fruits and vegetables when there's a lot of them being made within the season. Another area to watch out for is the bulk bins. You can kind of custom choose how much of a grain or type of nut that you want to purchase. So you can scoop some into a bag, and because you can choose exactly how much you want to take, you're less likely to waste any. And also the bulk pricing should apply for the entire source of the bulk bins, so hopefully the discounts are applied to you in that bag that you take. Lastly, you should compare prices from different grocery stores. You probably don't want to waste time on going to multiple ones for that day that you're going to go grocery shopping, but throughout maybe the week or the next week, so every bi-week, if you tried and visited different grocery stores, you might be able to tell that one is more cheaper for a certain product than the other, and vice versa. So if it is nuts that are cheaper at grocery A, and then fruits are cheaper at grocery B and are fresher, for example, then you may want to plan for those respective products to buy at grocery A for the first week, and for the second week you can buy at grocery store B. It's always good to keep all these in mind to some extent, because spending less in general, including grocery shopping, can allow you to devote money and invest back into debt repayment, investing, adding to your emergency savings fund, or having a bigger entertainment fund or vacation fund. And it's always good to have some small good motivators in between to reward your good behavior and treating yourself to some gourmet coffee at a really nice cafe close by to you, or as mentioned before, devoting it to a higher budget of a vacation that you wanted to go on. So planning a little bit in advance by watching this video can help you save money and also from wasting food that you may not eat. And on the grocery shopping trips, if you feel that it's really hot inside, especially if you're doing a lot of walking in a large mall or complex, or the grocery store is very huge, this also applies for shopping malls for clothing shopping, for example. Then we have a BandStrap that actually is very easy to carry, it's very light, and you can just have it over your shoulder. It also works with any crossbody bags that we sell on our website. And the jacket that you wore going to the grocery store can actually be stowed away, and it's kind of like a modern coat rack, and you use the mini band to attach it on the main strap. That way your hands are free, you can carry more groceries when you're going around, and it keeps you cool no matter what the temperature is inside. So we're having a very special discount going on, and it's called Try BandStrap 10, so that you can get 10% off your order, and we ship all across Canada, the States, and also internationally, so feel free to check that out. It's really easy to use, and if you have any questions about it, feel free to email us. But hopefully this video helped. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and then subscribe if you want more tips on shopping and other helpful tips on making life a little more convenient. So again, this is Paul from BandStrap. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.